Hey guys, today's Saturday, March the 18th of 2023, and I want to do an in-depth analysis on the dollar. So without any further delay, let's get into it. So as you can see, this is the weekly closes on the dollar. And if you were to do a trend line like right there, you can see that it's struggling here. It's getting weak, and also there's a 45-degree angle coming down from the top. And it's not here because this is not scale. It's having a tough time here, so interesting to see how that's going to play out. But there are three important cycles here. The first one is the 181. It's one of the strongest cycles. This cycle is down till like May of 27th. The second one is the 227. This one hits a peak, so this one is still bullish all the way to like April the 1st, 2nd. And then the last one is the 395, and this one is bullish, and it's a peak somewhere around April the 23rd. So you got one down, two up, and then you have the dominant cycle, which is this cycle down here, and it looks like it wants to it's a bottom, and now it wants to go up. So these are the couple of cycles. The dominant cycle, now it's turning up, but price action is having a tough time. And we know that April is kind of weak in regards to seasonality. So let's look at the daily chart to see what we could get out of there. So this is the daily chart in regards to seasonality. There's only one cycle using a 5-year time frame, and that's the 290. And you can see that the cycle has bottomed out here somewhere around March. And now this cycle is starting to point up all the way to July 30th. But however, we know that seasonality-wise, April is pretty weak in regards to the dollar. So it's going to be interesting to see how this is going to play out in regards to the weekly and the daily cycle. Let's go to the next chart. Okay, so this is the seasonality chart. And you can see we're using a 5-year average. And you can see that March is pretty strong, but then April is kind of flat, but May is the weakest. You're going to notice that between April and May, it kind of fluctuates within the 5 and the 10-year. Once you go to the 10-year here, you'll start noticing that April is the weakest. And March is, pretty strong. And then May gets a little bump higher in regards to seasonality. We go to the 15, you start noticing the pattern that April is the weakest. And then May, very strong, above the 50 and above the 60. And then you do 20-year, you notice that April is the weakest. And then May is strong. So within a 5-year and 10-year, it fluctuates between May and April, but then everything else shows that April is the weakest month for the dollar. In regards to the commitments of traders report, you can see that it's very, very narrow here. It's not really anything moving. It's just kind of really stagnant, going sideways. I don't see any edge here. It's between this price range, and it's been flat since February the 6th for commercial and for speculators. So there's no edge here, nothing to go by, just pretty much very tight sideways action in regards to the dollar. So no edge or clues. Hey guys, so this is a statistical analysis for the week coming up for the dollar. So let's see how this is going to play out. So far for natural gas, it played out really good until Friday came in. It didn't pan out the way it would have, but sometimes it works out and sometimes it doesn't. So I figured I'd give you a heads up. But regards to average return by trading days, Monday is pretty strong, 0.29. And then Tuesday is kind of up 0.2, but not by much, almost, kind of flat. And then Wednesday, it's a down day, minus 0.07. And then 16 is up 0.16. And then Friday is down minus 0.08. So it's kind of Wednesday and Thursday and Friday are kind of the same, but from all these days, Monday is the strongest in regards to bullish price action. And if you look over here, average return by month it's a minus 0.025. So it's, a little negative. But then if you look at average return by week, it's very strong, 0.40. So it's up. And average return by weekday, it's up also 0.03. But the week is probably the strongest. So I'm assuming maybe this Monday is what gives it this bump. So Monday, maybe there could be a push to the upside. So we'll see how that's going to play out. In regards to seasonality, using the 10-year one of Gann's techniques, looking back 10 years, you can see that it hits a peak somewhere around here. Let's see, that's March the 27th, and then the price action goes down. Let's take that out. And then I ran some algo from data from 1985, I believe. And it's showing very bullish price action. So this is, the weekend, Saturday. So I'm assuming if it's Monday, it's confirming that maybe there could be a nice pop to the upside. But then it says it kind of stalls somewhere around the 24th. There was another time frame I ran, and it was bullish price action, and then it stalls somewhere around the 28th. So pretty much the last week of the month, things kind of stall. And then using the 10-year average, 10 years ago, you see that we stalled somewhere around the 27th. And in regards to going down, from unless it's gonna continue going up, where it starts getting weak will be from the April the 12th. It pushes down all the way to somewhere around the 18th. So it could either go up from here and turn down on these dates, or it kind of go sideways to higher and somewhere around the 13 go down. So that's what the seasonalities are showing there. Let's see if we could put the annual. You can see that the annual is kind of getting toppy over here. Let's close this up a little bit. And then it goes down into like May, around there. We put the annual in decimal. You see that it gets toppy somewhere around here, around March the 13th. We put a peak around here on the 8th, and then it goes down towards like the first week of May. We already know that April is kind of weak, so it could be a lot of lower highs and lower lows in April. This is a fast annual. It's like a 3-year average, and it kind of shows where maybe it could probably bottom out around the 18th. You can see that it lines up with the quantitative analysis here. So that kind of confirms it. And then the mid, I think it's 12 years, kind of lines up over here. So different swing points and different pivots and dates and seasonalities and cycles. But the theme is that, somewhere around here, it's going to get very toppy, and April is going to get weak. And there's certain points where it could bottom out. This is my Elliott wave chart. I think this is going to be my last chart. I wanted to show you some things here. So this is a wave 3, wave 4, a wave 5, and we're kind of stalling around here at that 105.76. You see these little pivot highs here. And if you put the Fibonacci, you can see that we almost got close to the 38.2. Now below the 25%. If we go into the weekly chart, you see that this is where it's like, if we could close above these stars, that means that price action could continue pushing higher, and it could be a possible wave 4 even higher, 106.93, all the way to like 108.38. But so far on the weekly, it's indicating that this is a wave 3. But we haven't really reached up wave 4. So if it's going to be bullish, it could hit these targets and then push down into April. You can see the Stokes are getting very close, like it wants to turn, but not yet. But that's what the weekly count is on the Stokes, on the Elliott wave. And then when you go to the daily, this is where it gets really interesting. So we are already at wave 3. We already hit a wave 4. JBC, and now it's projecting a wave 5 down. I have a target of 98. This one's a 97. This is a little more extreme, 92. So it'll be interesting to see how the price action is going to play out. These stars indicate that these little crosses or X's, that if we get to cross above the red one, that means that price action wants to go high, or at least test the high of 113, 114 or 113. Using some Gann's technique, this is the 45-day coming out on March the 20th, and there's also 180 on the March 27th. Those are two important days to watch. You can see the ellipse just kicked in on the 17th. So to Monday could be maybe a reversal using the average trading day. Monday is bullish. But then we're going to get to the 23rd. The 23rd and 24th, that's the end of the ellipse. So volatility is going to increase. And there's a lot going on. I'm going to probably do one more video. Maybe two, but if I can't do, I'm going to reference something about March the 23rd. That's when Pluto enters the Aquarius sign. It's going to be interesting. This is all going to be playing out next week. But keep an eye on the 27th, the 20th, and the 23rd. Those are key dates, and these are targets or levels. And you can see that now we're below the linear regression channel here. So if it's going to go up, this is a way forward, hopefully it doesn't violate 105.90, because if it does, then it wants to push higher. But if it can't close above there, then I'll push lower, which makes sense that, April seasonality wise is weak, and maybe that was where we could get our wave 5. That means that gold and maybe the metals and, the other pairs in regards to currencies are going to get strong if the dollar goes down. Well, that's it for today. I don't want to make this video too long, but I gave you a few things to chew on, and hopefully it helps out. Let me know your thoughts and your analysis. What do you think? You think the dollar's going higher, or the dollar's going to push lower? I showed you seasonalities. I showed you weekly cycles, daily, and even some Gann dates and other techniques I use. Let me know what you think. I'd like to see where you think the dollar's heading. Hopefully you like this video. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you again.